I'm back. It's Saturday morning, and this is going to be a short one. No more weirdo stuff right now. I'll get back to the weirdo videos in a bit, but today, it's sort of an interesting topic, at least to me, but I recently saw the trailer for a new movie, or an upcoming movie called The Bad Guys, and goofy stuff. There's some cartoony heist stuff going on. You have your ensemble cast, and in terms of voice acting, I think these are some pretty predictable picks overall. Now the cat's sitting on top of my notes. I actually like the look of this movie, and I'm kind of excited about it. And the weirdest part of all is that this is a Dreamworks movie. It's kind of strange because I remember a couple years ago, I was talking to a friend of mine who does some entertainment stuff, concept art stuff. I was saying something like, man, I haven't thought about Dreamworks for so long. Did they just disappear completely? Where are the Dreamworks movies? Did they just stop doing that? And he said, well, no, they haven't stopped doing features, but they seem to have really transitioned into TV stuff. They're doing some TV shows now that are pretty good. That was before I had watched killer Dreamworks shows like She-Ra and the Princesses of Power and Kipo, which are absolute dynamite. They're incredible shows, wonderful stuff, and they clearly have hordes of really talented people working for them. When I went back to look at their, the history of their recent releases, they've never stopped doing features, of course. They do typically maybe 2 movies a year. They're there, they exist, but it's mostly stuff that I haven't been interested in. It's stuff that has felt incredibly generic to me, or if I did try to watch it, I was just not very impressed. I think most people would consider How to Train Your Dragon to be their last big sort of breakthrough franchise property. It was a new property at the time, but even the end of the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy, that was years ago that they released the 3rd movie. No, it was quite a while ago. And of course, they had a show spinoff for that, but beyond that, it's just been these weird one-off things that haven't really taken off, so to speak. And this one too, I could see plenty of people watching the trailer for The Bad Guys and thinking, who cares? This seems like, yet another generic kind of movie. For some reason, I'm kind of hooked. I'm kind of interested in this one. Kind of has that energy of if I was a kid, I would probably actually want to see this. So I did a little bit of research. They have an interesting write-up on the Dreamworks website. In fact, they go through the main cast, and for each one, they give some really weird credits that I don't think kids would care about. Maybe they don't expect kids to be reading the website, but it's Sam Rockwell's in the movie. He was in 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. And it's that wasn't exactly a gonzo hit in children's entertainment. This is apparently based on a series of best-selling scholastic kids books, I think, of the same name, which I've never heard of. I'm not super tapped into kids chapter books at this moment in time, but cool. Honestly, if it's something that people are already into to a certain degree, and if it's just fun adventure story kind of stuff, I'm way down. I don't know. That just seems fun to me. And on top of that, something about the visuals in this movie. Again, some people might look at this and think, oh, it looks just as generic as everything else. I see some flavor here, for sure. I see some interesting designs. Our main characters are okay in the design department, I would say. Something that caught my eye is that even the sort of background human characters actually seem just a little bit more interesting than usual. That's one of my pet peeves in some of these big budget feature film, CG films, is that the background characters look so bad. They just look like they did in the first Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs movie, and they've never changed across every studio, every movie. They basically look the same. Here they actually there's a little bit of variation and a little bit of flair going on. And on top of that, I don't know if this is something that will be very prevalent in the full movie, but at least in the trailer, early in the trailer, we get a few moments where we see this kind of edge detection effect going on. If you've played a short hike, you'll see this a lot in background elements, and it kind of fades eventually. But yeah, basically you have outlines at certain moments that almost kind of make it look comic booky, but not quite. I really like that effect. I think it looks pretty cool, and it certainly sets things apart from, your run-of-the-mill CG feature film for children. And yeah, honestly, and like I said, the voice acting, the casting seems fairly predictable. We got Awkwafina here. Okay, that's what she's doing right now. now. She's doing the roles. I don't think she's actively bad. I know some people have some issues with her that are completely legitimate. Her style of delivery across many different roles. And even Sam Rockwell, just the other day, I was like, is Sam Rockwell done? Like, where has he been? I like Sam Rockwell just fine. I think he's a pretty good performer. And in this role, I don't know. It sounds like really good delivery, and it just sounds like what you would want and expect from that sort of classic sleazy bad wolf kind of character that we've seen in so much stuff. Sorry, there's a car. Some guy has his awful tuner car in front of the building and just decided to let it idle while I'm recording this. But you know what? I honestly, maybe you can tell, I'm trying to find reasons why this trailer and why this movie actually seems appealing to me. I can't quite do it, but I'm really curious to find out whether other people feel the same way. I haven't seen this trailer getting a bunch of views. I mean, certainly compared to like the Sonic trailer, the new Sonic trailer is getting a million views, I guess just because it's Sonic and low effort isn't really a factor there. People will just get into it anyway. But yeah, something about the Bad Guys trailer is speaking to me, and I'm not going to say come back for Dreamworks feature films, but definitely something more interesting than what we've been getting for, I don't know, 10 years or so from them in that department. Feel free to discuss and let me know how you feel about this whole thing, and thanks for stopping by.